Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Daughters of the King. I'm Kathryn Gore. Thank you for joining me. So, y'all, last week I came on and I said that I'm going to start a series on the war of gender. But I forgot that this weekend is Mother's Day. Wow, right? Like, I can't keep up with the days, the times, all of this stuff, y'all. I just live, okay? I just live. So I don't want to give a message about the gender war this week. I want to honor the mothers. You know, I really think that mothers are very special. I do want to say many people don't understand what mothers go through, all right? And I really believe that there is an honor that needs to be kept for mothers because we carry a lot of weight, okay? Especially single parents, okay? Single mothers. There is something called a mother's heart. And when you carry a mother's heart, you bleed for your children. You carry the weight, the emotions, the heaviness of what could be or what is happening in your children's lives. And I'm telling you right now, Mama Bear rises up as the protector, and most people don't understand what we go through as a mother, because a mother is real deal, okay? Some people have struggles with being a mother, and trust and believe, mothering is not easy, okay? Because you have to really use wisdom. You have to love a certain way that's not going to break your children's spirit. And I have failed in all of those areas. However, God, being a child of God, when God came into my life, he showed me, he softened my heart and showed me, you know, how to be a mother. And it's so funny because I talked to my children. I talked to my oldest son, and he was like, Mom, I'm a thinker. I think like you do. And I think back to my childhood memories. And I just could say that I had a lot of fun. And I'm thinking, what fun did you have? You know, because I'm always thinking about the stressful part of being a mother, not necessarily focusing in on the good days. And I think that's where a lot of us mothers tend to focus on, because we have so much responsibility where we don't necessarily count the good days. We just want to make it through that day, right? So, you know, I just want you to understand that a mother is full of strength, full of wisdom and love, but there is a price to pay when you are a mom. When it was, and when I was in the beginning stages of being pregnant with my first child, I gave up my whole life, and I was okay with that. My little party life, my little party mentality switched off, and I just became a homebody. That was the path that I chose to take. I just worked and I took care of my children, and missed a lot of things from, you know, my friends and family. But I'm going to tell you, it was a good thing because it really challenged my character in many ways. You know, being a single mom, you got to carry all that weight by yourself, and it really shows you where you really are strong in and where you really need work at, or you need help with, or what have you. And I really think that overall it was a good experience to, you know, be in a position where I had to learn things on my own. Now, I say on my own because many of you know my story. You know, my mom left home when I was 11 years old. So I didn't have that mother interactions to have my real mom raise me, and that's okay. But you learn as you grow, right? So you know, many of the young girls nowadays who are having children, they rely heavily on their mother, because their mother, you know, has the wisdom and the strength that they may not have at that moment. Now, I say that they may not have at that moment because they don't understand that they do have the strength to raise their own children. They really do. It takes patience. It takes an extra strength that you need, and it only comes from the Lord. I'm going to be honest with you. It is good for you to have help if you have it, but if you don't have it, don't feel like you are alone. I know that you probably have moments where you feel like you wish someone can help you, or you wish you had the opportunity that other people have. And I'm telling you right now, the testimony that I have, God has been so good. So very good to me and my family. It was days where my children were sick and I had to leave work because my children came first, right? And it was to the point where it was something that was constantly always happening. And I was like, God, I don't understand why I can't get ahead. Why it seems as if, you know, when things get good and people loved me on the jobs, like they were sad to see me go because I was a worker that kept my head down. I didn't really cause a lot of attention to myself. I just went on, you know, on these assignments as a temp person because it was no jobs in Dover, okay? And if y'all listening, y'all know ain't no jobs in Dover like that. But I worked up in Newcastle County, and that's where the money was at. So I ended up moving to Newcastle County, and I was through the temp agency. I think it's Kelly Services, years and years and years and years ago. But the assignments that I was being put on made good money. And it was good people, good companies. I worked at a lawyer's office as a receptionist. I did some other work. But make a long story short, they loved me in these positions. And I was like so frustrated to the point I was like, oh my gosh, I don't understand. And then somehow, some way, God would always come through. I always have favor on my life. I've always, you know, I didn't understand it, but I've always had favor to the point where we never went homeless. God had always provided for us. I remember getting up early in the morning, you know, and I don't know if this is a testimony for any of you all, but I came to the road where I didn't have any more money, right? And this happened a few different times. And when I was on EBT, y'all know that EBT would hit your account on a specific day each month. This has been years ago. I hope I'm saying it right. But I remember getting prepared in the middle of the morning. I would get up because I didn't have snacks or food for the very next day. And I was like, oh, the EBT is going to come in tomorrow. And I was thinking about the kids, and I said, when they get off when they get home, there's not going to be any food for them here to eat. And I said, I can't do that, you know? So I'm thinking, how am I going to balance this out? Because I got to get up and go to work, and they're going to beat me home, you know, stuff like that. And I was like, and it just hit me that I needed to get up and go to the store in the middle of the morning as soon as EBT would hit, and go and buy them some snacks, go get the groceries in the middle of the morning. Now, I'm the kind of mom, I don't really want to leave my children anywhere, especially in the middle of the night. But it was that sacrifice that I had to make in order for my children to survive. So it was days like that I was still, you know, I was just like in this, what was it, Walmart, when it was open 24 hours, up in Route 40, up in Newcastle between the 1340 split. But I was in Walmart in the middle of the morning, throwing stuff in the cart. And when I got home, I would put the food away, and the kids would wake up and be like, oh, woo. And they would get so excited, and then they would go off to school, and then I would go to work, and then they would come home and they would have food. And I was like, God, you know what? This is what I'm talking about. As long as the kids was happy and they were being taken care of, I was okay with that. Then, there was issues where, like I said, my children would get sick. Now, they wasn't sickly children, but it was like my oldest son, he had seizures. So I had to deal with that. And with seizures comes, I'm not going to lie, fear, because nobody had taught me about, the medical side or how you deal with seizures and stuff like that. And it got to the point where I wasn't comfortable enough to, be okay when I would go to work, but I had to go to work. So I'm carrying all this heavy weight around, hoping that my son didn't have a seizure while he's at school, and he never did. That was just something that God was just watching over him. But it was so many days that, he fell out and had a seizure, and he had to go to the hospital. And these are things that I had to go through by myself, or with my sister, or with, his godmom. And it was just like a heaviness. Here's the mother's heart. You bleed for your children because you want them to be healthy. You want them to not have these type of sicknesses. And by the grace of God, he grew out of them when he was around 12. So, that little cycle had to run its course. And then, the world started to change, where the kids in the school started to be mean, stuff like that. And it wasn't necessarily mean towards my children, but it was a lot that was going on in the schools. And I was like, had to deal with that, wondering, was anybody bullying my children, or, what's going on, So it's a lot as a mother that you have to carry, that you have to sacrifice, that you have to pray about. And when you are doing it alone, you feel like you're alone, but you're not. The Lord God Almighty is always there. I'm telling you, he makes ways out of no ways. When you don't have any money, he knows it. When your bills are just about to get cut off, he sees it. And I'm telling you, my bills were almost about to get cut off, but God came in and saved the day. He always did. And it took me a long time to understand that, hey, I'm loved by somebody, because things were just working out. I had to go through, but in the end, it worked itself out. And when I realized that it was God, I said, Lord, have mercy. It was you. It was you all the time. So I just want to encourage all of you mothers out there. And I want you to understand, because things are different now than what it was for me years ago. Okay. It is a lot that they're doing in these school systems. It's a lot that's going on in your environments. It's a lot that's going on in the world in general. And I'm telling you, be encouraged, because as long as you pray and cover your children, as long as you get your strength and your peace and your joy from the Lord, and the wisdom that you'll need, you will be okay. You will be okay. It is a lot of women that feel like when they get pregnant, there's no way out, because either they find out that they don't want to be with the man that has impregnated them, or they don't want to be a mom. And so they get rid of the child. And I'm telling you, it's like a hopelessness comes over them, or a reality check that, wow, this man really ain't for me. Like, I don't really want to be in that situation. I don't want to raise my child to not have a father, because I know I'm not going to be with him. All of this stuff goes through your mind. It's not fair to the child. So give yourself a chance to be a mom. I'm telling you, when you get to the point that you are afraid, that you don't know what to do, I'm telling you, God would either give you that strength and wisdom on, at that moment, or he'll send somebody to help you and teach you. You just have to be open for all of these things to happen. You're never alone is what I'm trying to say. You're never alone. There is such a joy that you can get from having children, especially if you are a person that feels like nobody understands you. You're always having problems in relationships. Men don't really love you the way that you deserve. When you have a child, that child loves you unconditionally. And it's how you raise the child in regards to what you teach the child. And that bond is connected. You can really get so much joy from that. Are you going to lose sleep? Absolutely. Your whole life is going to change. But it's such a joy to be a mom. Is it tough? Yes. Because sometimes you don't got the strength to run around and get these children out of certain situations, but you have to. You don't know how strong you are until you're put into that situation, and you learn and you grow and you develop into the woman that you have always been designed to be. So children indeed are a blessing. They really are. I want to wish a happy Mother's Day to all of you mothers. And I want to encourage you that God is on the throne. He knows everything. He sees your tears, your hurt, your pain. He sees it all. And I'm telling you, give your children to the Lord. Give them to the Lord and see what he will do for you. Your heart may be broken because of the way that your children are living. And I'm telling you, God can come and give you such a peace. Let him take care of it. So y'all, happy Mother's Day. Be blessed. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching Daughters of the King. We appreciate your support. You can reach me at www.dotking.org. That's www.dotking.org. You can subscribe or send a message through live chat, or you can send an email to Kathryn, Kathryn, @dotking.org. This ministry is designed to speak to your heart. Feel free to share your thoughts about the message or give insight on a topic that you would like for me to discuss. We are here for you.